can we hear you?
Great atmosphere and great 10k racing, just like really good vibes.
Well, it's very competitive and everyone is like really involved. Yeah, I definitely want to come here when I'm older.
It's really good and the atmosphere is fantastic and there's music on, people are drinking beers. It's a festival of running, really.
There's a stone in Highgate and a statue of a cat to mark the supposed spot where Dick Whittington refused to give up his dream to be Lord Mayor of London. And the city was indeed paved in gold.
Now Parliament Hill Athletics Track here in Highgate is the venue for more dreams, more hard work, but more gold and rewards too.
This is the home of the now famous night of the 10k PBs. This is the official podcast supported by British Athletics. I'm Michael.
And I'm John, and coming up we'll round up all of the 2019 results and razzmatazz from another unforgettable night of world-class athletics. From right here in lane 3 with the beer and cheer and the man with the huge gong.
It's going to go!
On the way we speak to the new European Cup winner and British 10k champion, Steph Twell.
To actually believe that I crossed the line winning, I still felt that they were going to come past me at any moment, so yeah, I can celebrate in a moment with a beer and just, take it all in.
We hear from Eilish McColgan on her 10k qualification for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics.
Part of me is just relieved to almost tick that box and know that the 10k is an opportunity for me in Tokyo. I've got a lot more training ahead. I think over the next year I really need to build up mileage and training runs.
Event director Ben Pochi looks back on another successful event.
I love it and I'm really proud that everyone's come together to kind of help create it.
And BBC newsreader Sophie Rayworth tells us how inspired she's been.
Amazing, the atmosphere was fantastic. I'm watching the guys earlier on I saw one of the races and the slowest was 31 minutes for a 10k. And you just think, wow.
Let's do this. Get hot. Race is heating up now. We're not even halfway. Come on, but you're looking good, guys.
134 athletes, 69 men, 65 women from 28 nations. The best of Europe's 25 lappers were all here in Highgate to try and take the 10,000 metre European Cup title. Israel's reigning European champion and winner here last year, Lonah Chemtai Salpeter, was the firm favourite and early front-runner.
But the British Championship title and a place at the World Championships in Doha and even the next Olympics in Tokyo in 2020 also up for grabs, with Steph Twell, Eilish McColgan and Alice Wright leading the British charge.
So Salpeter is still operating here at sub 31 minute pace, well ahead of those green lights on the track.
It's very clear that Twell and McColgan are on 31.24 pace at this moment. And as they come past the 200 metres to go point, Highgate, you've got to make the noise. Stephanie Twell, she's kicking. She's kicking hard for the finish. This is going to be absolutely amazing.
So coming underneath the Pro Direct running gantry, put your hands together for the win of the women's A-race, Steph Twell!
Hi, I'm Steph Twell and I'm the winner of the night of the 10k PBs.
Steph, fantastic achievement for you tonight. British champion, European Cup champion,
Wow.
a Doha 10k qualifying time, a Tokyo 2020
Wow.
qualifying time.
Wow.
What's going through your mind? What's the plan now?
If I'm completely honest, it hasn't sunk in. For about 9k of that race I was in second or third, so to actually believe that I crossed the line winning, I still felt that they were going to come past me at any moment. So yeah, I can celebrate in a moment with a beer and just take it all in. It feels great.
This of course is the place to celebrate with a beer, because what an atmosphere.
Do you know what? I read the reports that you could smell the beer on the tent, from the tent, the marquees, and I feel it on the track, and I honestly did. And I was like, I want to be on your side of the track, but no, to come away with a PB now, I can't be happier.
And London is somewhere where you regularly win. You did the Westminster victory as well, and now this.
Yeah.
I mean, is the marathon the focus, or are you thinking, right, okay, I need to go and win this medal at the Worlds?
Yeah, no, absolutely. If I'm honest, I was quite nervous about this race because I raced it 2 years ago and it was a really long race. From 6k on, I didn't pace it well. I kind of went a bit too slowly. And yeah, for me, it's always been about 12 weeks' time on September the 29th. And this was just a nice build-up to take off and see what sort of shape I was in to then push up my mileage. But I can't believe how fast I ran the second lap. I can't wait to see the splits. I can't wait to see the results because I think it was a really faster second half. So yeah,
And what was it like taking or going past the European 10,000 metre champion?
Is she really? Oh my God! Do you know, I didn't even think of that. To me, she was just another athlete to compete against, and I think that's the way you go into the race. I did respect her very early on. I respected Alice. I respected Eilish. I really thought those girls were here to go away with the run. I thought I was going to be back in the pack just with the lights, but the more that I got into the race, the more that my energy just kind of opened up, my creativity came out, and I just had my head down, wanted to enjoy it, but saved it for the last lap. So the bigger occasions I love, so yeah, I'm really delighted.
Many congratulations. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you so much.
Steph Twell's time of 31.08.13 was the 6th fastest time ever by a Briton. Grabbing European silver behind her was Eilish McColgan, finishing her first ever 10k race on the track.
Her personal best time of 31.16.76 was good enough to automatically qualify her for the World Championships in Doha. But she won't compete in the 10k there, as she already has qualifying marks in the 1500 and 5000 metres.
But that time also means that with a year to go to the Tokyo Olympics, she also has a qualifying time for the Games. Her coach and mum, 1991 world champion Liz McColgan, told us that was always their aim.
We've got no intentions to run the World Championship 10,000 metres. Today was all about Tokyo. Eilish will run the 10k in Tokyo, and she needs to get a bit of experience of running 25 laps on the track, which she hasn't done yet.
More from Liz McColgan later in the official podcast, supported by British Athletics. Here's Eilish.
Tonight, my expectation was to finish. I didn't finish in Stanford last month, and it's just been just this bug sort of in my brain. Do you know what I mean? I keep thinking, oh, I can't do the 10, I can't do the 10. So, yeah, tonight I just wanted to finish and feel strong enough. So yeah, I think I've got a lot to learn over the 10k. I think I'm not quite mentally, not quite there yet, and even training wise, yeah, I mean, I'm running 45-50 mile a week max, so I know there's a lot more work to be done if I really want to concentrate on the 10k. But I mean, considering where I've come from, a 31.18 I'll take it for now, yeah. But I think there's a lot more to come over my 5k this year, and that's really my main aim of the year. I want to break 14:40. I've had that in my mind now for probably about 3 years. I want to go to Joe Pavey's ran 38 or 39, and I want to just sneak under her time. If I could do that, I'll be really happy. So that's my main aim for the year. And my mum wanted me to just get tough, I suppose, and use it as a hard training run, because this is certainly my weak area, is the 10k. So yeah, it's nice to switch it up, considering I ran a 4-minute 1500 last week, a couple of weeks ago, and this today I'll take it. But yeah, I'm certainly not doing another 10k for a while, that's for sure. I'm going back to my 1500s and 5ks. Oh, so yeah.
We spoke to your coach, or mum, as you call her, earlier on, and she told us that tonight Tokyo 2020 and the 10k was in the plan. So from your point of view, is it job done now?
Yeah, do you know what? I obviously set out, I wanted to do it in Stanford this year so that I could just avoid doing one again for another year. And obviously Stanford didn't go to plan, so yeah, part of me is just relieved to almost tick that box and know that the 10k is an opportunity for me in Tokyo. Yeah, I've got a lot more training ahead. I think over the next year I really need to build up mileage and training runs to be able to attack that. I'd love to try and break 31 minutes. I feel like I'm capable of doing it, but I need a lot more work to be done in order to do that. But for now, yeah, 5Ks, it's part of the plan moving up to Tokyo for sure.
And Eilish, what about the crowd here and the atmosphere here? How incredible is this?
Do you know what, it was absolutely insane. Like, when I sort of dropped off the pace, for me I think it's more of a mental thing. I just sort of fall off and then I sort of feel sorry for myself a wee bit, but the crowd were going so crazy when the light caught me. And to be honest, when the light caught me, it panicked me a bit, and I thought, God, that's the time, that's a qualifying time. I want to do it and get this out of the way. And yeah, the crowd, honestly, that last 600, I mean, I felt like I was flying. Maybe I wasn't going as fast as I feel, but yeah, I felt really strong over the last 600, and yet the last 2K I didn't. So the crowd, honestly, was a huge help. It was like a buzz. You sort of feel the buzz going through your body when you're running. It's insane. So I'm glad I did Highgate. I'm really glad I did it. I'm glad I included it, and yeah, I'll definitely be back again. I think it's by far one of the best events for spectators, noise, atmosphere, everything. Honestly, the whole 25 laps, I didn't count a single lap, and for me usually I'm like, oh my god, 22, oh my god, 21 to go. Tonight it was like not at all. I had no I didn't even know the number on the board, to be honest. I was just running to the noise. So yeah, it was an incredible experience. I loved it.
Following Eilish McColgan's silver medal, the British team of McColgan, Verity Ockenden, Charlotte Arter, Sarah Inglis, Mari McLennan and Alice Wright won the European Cup team gold.
I'm really happy to get the gold medal with the team and bronze, be the third Brit. But, you know, I came here really to get the time for the World Championships, which is 31:50. And I was, 37 seconds off that, which is not what I wanted. Honestly, I was just proud to get round and be the third Brit in the end, yeah.
Still to come, we speak to European medalist Andy Burnin, the Gong Man and British Athletics Major Events Director Cherry Alexander.
This is a special event, isn't it?
Hugely special. I mean, the atmosphere that's created here, it's the best platform for the athletes to perform. The atmosphere here, it just drives the athlete's performance, and everyone's having a great time, and it absolutely opens it up to a wider audience, I think, than just the athletics fraternity or the core cohort that we normally deal with.
I think it's maybe a bit obvious, but each race people keep getting quicker and quicker and quicker. I'm really surprised how fast they're going around the track.
So am I, but also there's a man in a bright orange suit right behind you.
My real identity is Ross Murray. I was a London 2012 Olympian. I ran in the 1500 metres and have a PB for the mile of 3:52.
Describe exactly what you're wearing to us.
Basically, an orange spandex which covers the whole body, including the head. It's called a morph suit. So that's what I'm wearing, with some holes cut out in my mouth and my eyes so I could A, see and B, breathe, both very important qualities when running. So it's really good fun, and I think it's good entertainment as well.
So this is an elite sporting event. It's an event that is put on for athletes, as you say. What's more important, though, the spectators or the people that are participating?
Huge question. You know what? It's both important as each other, but if you get that balance right and you don't undermine one or the other, that's why you get great events. Obviously we do the track and field events in the London Stadium, and when you get that balance of the wider audience, opening the sport up to the wider public, but always caring for the athletes, and British athletics and European athletics, putting the athlete first so their performance can be done in the best atmosphere and, technical side of it. But also, you've got to create that short format, that engagement with the public. It's both one as important as the other, actually.
What do you think about the man with the gong?
We love the man with the gong. We absolutely love him.
My name's Guy Ellis, and I am the Gong Man. Well, Gong Man plays a vital role in the functioning of this event, and that's to bang the enormous gong that we have at the finish line to notify everyone that they're entering the final lap of the race. I am clad in nothing but my lovely pair of Runderwear briefs, and then a lot of gold body paint, which has been applied with varying success.
Come down next year, and that's the message, isn't it?
That's a fantastic message, but also, even with anniversary games in 2 weeks' time, we're now doing a women's only Couch to 5K, the NHS campaign, and working with the BBC, Get Inspired. And we opened it up, and in 24 hours we've got 1,200 female runners coming, and then they'll also stay for the anniversary games in the afternoon, and that's what we've got to think about doing more and giving everybody the opportunity. But running, you just can't get better than running. You just can't.
My name is Sophie Rayworth, and I'm a newsreader, not a runner, but I give it a go.
That was incredible.
I've never raced a mile before in my life. That hurts. It's good though. It's over quickly. I'm used to doing marathons where it goes on and on and on, but that was fun.
And what about the man in the orange suit?
I have no idea. Absolutely no clue. I didn't see him. Thank God. Apart from at the beginning, I think he was chasing us down, wasn't he? That was amazing. Great to do it on a track.
And what do you make of Highgate?
I've been here before watching my children in the London Youth Games, and I'm slightly embarrassed to say they're faster than me, I've now realised. But anyway, no, it's great. It's a fantastic track and really lovely event, actually. I've never been before. I've heard all about it. And it is amazing. The atmosphere is fantastic. I'm watching the guys earlier on I saw one of the races, and the slowest was 31 minutes for a 10K. And you just think, wow. Anyway, it's inspiring.
And you do love your running. You talk about your marathon running. You follow your social media. You're always out running. What can events like this do to get small boys, small girls out on this street,
on their road, in their park, on their track?
I think, for me, I discovered running. I ran a bit at school, but not very much. And then I left school and didn't run for another 15 years. And for me, I have to say that running has given me more confidence than virtually anything else in my life. And I really encourage my kids to do it. You can't force them, but I go and take my kids to park run and all those kind of events because I just think it gives them so much confidence. My 11-year-old son thrashes me regularly now over 5K, and it's wonderful to see. Even though I try to beat him, it's wonderful to see the confidence it gives children.
Let's work together, guys. Let's push it on, push it on. Fantastic running, Highgate.
This is the official podcast of the night of the 10K PBs, supported by British Athletics. Following the excitement of the women's race, it was the turn of the men's A race, the last event on track.
The Great Britain and Northern Ireland team of Ben Connor, Nick Gulab, Matt Leach, Jack Gray, Adam Hickey and Andrew Hayes won the European Cup team silver medal, with Connor winning his first individual European Cup medal, grabbing bronze and becoming British champion, running under 28 minutes for the first time, but missing the World Championship qualifying time by just 17 seconds.
I'm Ben Connor, British 10,000 metre champion. Sounds amazing. It's my first senior British title. Won a couple as a junior, but this is my first senior one. And to do it on a stage like this, it's incredible. Personal best, I couldn't have asked for a better night, really. That 28 sub 28 barrier is a pretty special one to get. Not many people have done it, especially not many Brits have done it. So, delighted to break the 28-minute barrier. It's remarkable just how so many people can come out for just to watch people run 25 laps of a track. It's incredible, and the atmosphere through the tents is it just gets better every year. It's just deafening. I love it. I love it. It's the best fixture on the calendar by far. You're just trying to stay relaxed as possible and not get carried away with it because it's so easy to put little surges, and I notice people put little surges coming through their tents just because of the atmosphere. It just lifts them. So you have to try and keep that under wraps, which I haven't done in the past 3 years, and I've kind of got carried away and put little surges in, and it comes back to bite you in the backside really later on in the race. So I've definitely learned from the 3 years previous to just stay relaxed as possible up until you can. My gut was telling me before the race just to try and win here and see where I am and see how close I am to the qualifying time. I didn't think I'd be that close. I know 17 seconds is still a long way, but I still didn't think I'd be under 28 minutes and that close. So I need to decide in the next week whether I try and hit another 10K or go for the 5K time.
So here's our leaders, Highgate. See Cripper in there looking great. Kaya in the Turkish vest. Moen behind him. Truly international field. Two Brits right on the back of that. Ben Connor, Nick Gulab.
As soon as the pacemaker moved there, Cripper found himself in front. Is this the moment the race really comes alive at the front?
Come on, Ben Connor. Come on, Nick Gulab.
Who's it going to be? It's Cripper. Cripper kicks from Italy. It's Cripper from Italy.
I'm happy for this race, for my victory, and for my team.
And what was it like out there in terms of the atmosphere and the crowd and everything else?
Yeah, it's very, very beautiful because this race is maybe it's first time I watch this race in the world, in Europe. It's very, very beautiful because the people and the track is very beautiful.
And 2 gold medals?
Yeah, 2 gold medals. I'm happy.
Italy took the European Cup team title with Germany winning bronze. And as we've been hearing, one of the attractions of the night of the 10K PBs is the activity off the track. Every year, one of the main highlights is the question and answer event featuring big names from the sport.
She is an absolute legend. She's won London, Tokyo, New York marathons. I mean, she has absolutely been there and done it. Put your hands together for Liz McColgan.
I've always been a lover of 10K running, and I don't find it boring. I think it's really exciting. It's a race where you need to use a lot of mental preparation as well as physical. And I do think that you get some great exciting races. So to see this tonight, and it's the first time I've been here, I just think it's great. It's British endurance running at its best, and it's actually shown the rest of the world how endurance running can be exciting and sexy again. And it's brilliant to see everybody out having a great time and people running fast.
He was the European Championship silver medalist over 10,000 in 2014 in Zurich. Sure, most of you will have watched that. He also got a bronze in the 5,000 for good measure. Please welcome Andy Burnin.
I wouldn't say athletics is boring, but I think it needs something new, and it needs this injection of charisma, I suppose, to make it more interesting for other people other than athletics lovers. We need to reach out to the wider population, and I think if we could have, it'd be hard to get something like this in a stadium, but more athletics events like this, not only in Britain but around the world, would be great just for introducing more people. I mean, I'm sure there's people here that have just walked past Hampstead Heath and thought, what's going on here? Like, I'll have a little watch, and it might get people into athletics, and that's kind of what we need as well.
Liz, in the Q&A you said that winning the London Marathon was one of your highlights of your career. This event kind of reminds me a bit about the start of the London Marathon. It was set up to generate marathon runners for Britain.
Yeah. I think, endurance running, a lot of your training is long, lonely and hard. So to get a crowd like this and so close to you when you're running 25 laps, because by the way, it's 6.1 miles on the track. Sometimes you lose count of the track that you're running, and I think it's great that they've got the little light system now, because it sort of gives you a little focus on, when you're having a little bad patch and you see that light ahead, it gives you more motivation to try and keep with it and things. So there's a little gimmicks that are great, but I just think that just seeing so many people enthusiastic and get excited, about pacing and watching what pacing they're doing and actually learning about the event rather than just watching people run round in a circle. They're actually looking to see what times they're running or whatever, and it just makes it really more enthusiastic, great atmosphere, and more enjoyable for the athletes that are racing.
You guys have deserved it. Go and get your beer, and thank you very much for talking to us.
I don't drink beer, so I'm missing out.
Thank you very much.
What a race here in Highgate.
Yeah, I'm Ben Poachy. I'm the race director of Night of the 10,000 metre PBs. I think it just makes me proud to know so many amazing people that all come to make this event happen, and it makes me proud to be involved in the event, because for years I've been running since 1984 with my club, and I love it, but it's something I used to be a little bit embarrassed about. It's not something you shout from the rooftops, but I know it's cool, and it's, for me, obviously there are other cool elements to the sport, but for me, this coming together it's a great thing to be able to show other people who aren't members of running clubs, who maybe don't get it in the same way. I think this is a really great platform to show all the passion, and that's what I like about it.
My dad's a massive athletics fan, and he heard the podcast and went, I wish I was in London and go and see it. And I was like, yeah, it reminds me of growing up in the 80s watching Gateshead on a Friday night and Crystal Palace on a Friday night. And this is more, it's probably better than those, but that's the kind of flavour of it.
Yeah, I think so. Me too. I used to remember the days of Crystal Palace and the Oslo meets when I was a kid, and yeah, that's what we're trying to create here. Is that visceral feel of where you're sharing energy, because what is running? It's fight or flight, isn't it? So it's all that animalistic energy, and I think you bring that together with the crowd, and there's some really raw, instinctive cheering, and that for me is the energy. That's what I not recreate, because I never thought that was possible, but creating something new, I think, and really allowing that high octane energy to come to the fore here. So yeah, I love it, and I'm really proud that everyone's come together to kind of help create it.
And walking around here, it casts my mind back to a London Marathon style event or a Great North Run, where you've got 50, 60,000 people taking part, millions on the streets. They're 20, 30 years ahead of you, but could you see the day where this is in the public consciousness as one of those British sporting occasions?
Oh, I really couldn't say. That's a strong thing to say. I think I would just, for me, I think the value is that people leave this and they have memories that last a very long time. Memories where it's shared because they've met friends here again, they've reunited with old friends, and we're trying to turn it into like a big social occasion for our sport. So no, I think I'm not quite sure what it would become, but I know the big thing for me is that it becomes a really strong, positive memory in people's lives in maybe years to come. Whether it exists or not in the future or not, but it's something that stays in their memories. So that would be a real goal.
And bigger and better next year?
Yeah, why not? It's Olympic year. Got it, really, haven't we? So yeah, Tokyo 2020, it'll be the GB trials, and everything goes up a notch when you mention the Olympics. So yeah, I think we'll be going big. We'll be looking at Tokyo Japanese themes that we can do, and whole world of already the mind boggles at what we could do, from a catering to the entertainment. But yeah, I think we'll definitely go bigger, we'll try and invite more people, and we'll just try and celebrate our sport in even more grand style.
As we heard from Ben Poachy, this was the 7th edition of the Night of the 10K PBs, and what a night.
In total, there were 11 different events on track. Everyone who took part, the winners and the volunteers who made it happen, we say well done and congratulations. We think this event will go from strength to strength and get bigger and better.
We hope you've also enjoyed hearing the colour and atmosphere of the event, and the hashtag Lane 3 Beer and Cheer Wall of Sound now takes its rightful place in the British sporting summer, alongside the strawberries and cream at Wimbledon and the leather on willow of Lords.
Thank you for listening to the Night of the 10K PB's official podcast, supported by British Athletics.
Hi, I'm Ollie Garrod. I run for South London Harriers, and I was first on the first race of this year's Night of 10K PBs. I loved it, brilliant. There's nothing like it in terms of support for a track race. Just the raw, the whole way around, every single lap. You just get, most things you might get a clap at the start and you might get a clap at the finish, but other than that, people just don't care about 10K. This is just so different, so it's fantastic.
Will Green, Serpentine. 10K can be a long race, even for 30 odd minutes, but here it goes because the crowd just takes your mind off, gets you in the zone. It's superb. It's one of the best events going. It really is.
Corny, Mo Ryan, La Petra, Jaritsma, Fontana.
Hi, my name's Sean Fontana. I've just won the men's 10,000 metre D race today at Highgate, and it was what a beautiful feeling. I love it. Just trying to grab a beer off somebody in lane 3. I'm just kidding. I think see that crowd and the atmosphere. It's electric. It's some buzz.
Hello, I'm Hannah Verbruggen. I'm 26 years old. I come from Belgium, and I run the 10K on the track. But I run my PB here, so next year I will be back.
My name is Mohammed. I am running for Hillnon Athletics Club, and really I'm very happy to run for Highgate 10,000 meter PB. Unbelievable. I'm very happy.
I'm Nina Lauwaert from Belgium, and I won the B-Reeks from the 10K. In Belgium, if you have track, meetings on track or on street, there's so less people. This is special for a track meeting for me, yeah.
Now come on Highgate as they come round. It's going to be one lap to go.
The show's on. Like, people are waiting for this. Let's go.